hasn't had the baby yet. It's most talked about baby in town at the moment. Hasn't had it?
No, he hasn't had it. I asked him this morning and he confirmed that he hasn't had it yet. So any day now he keeps telling us. So yeah, pretty exciting time for him. And I'm a dad of some young children too, so I've sort of been filling him in on just how much his life's going to change. So no, he's really excited and looking forward to it.
Can he take the risk going down to Mandurah and playing and getting back up to see the bit?
Labour sometimes goes for 24 hours, doesn't it? He has plenty of time to play a game. No, look, that's a decision he can make, and I think Ross is pretty clear that he has a very family-first attitude, and yeah, look, hopefully something will happen in the next couple of days. Yeah, he's hoping.
Does it affect preparation? If he doesn't have a game before the season proper starts, would it affect Matthew Pavlich, do you reckon?
I don't think so. You know, we all know Pav's a complete professional and a superstar player, and he knows exactly what he needs to do to get himself going, and he's been training really strongly the last couple of weeks, getting lots of Ks into his legs and doing a bit of contest work, etc. So ultimately, if he doesn't end up playing, I don't think it's going to affect him too much.
What about Sandy Luke? Has he been out of training yet? Has he been running? Is he any chance for round one?
Look, at this stage, probably not. I mean, I haven't seen him on the track too much. I've seen him doing a little bit of work just to get himself up and going, but I mean, it doesn't look good, I guess, for round one. But ultimately, that's just sort of all depends on how he progresses and working in with the medical team and seeing what suits him the best.
And Morabito, have you caught up with him in the gym? How's he travelling?
Yeah, he's in really good shape. He seems to be just ticking all the boxes and moving along at the rate that we would hope, and he's in a good frame of mind too, which is great to see. He's back in amongst everyone and just doing what he needs to do to get himself right.
Any word on whether Chris Mayne and Stephen Hill would be okay to play this weekend?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Maney was on the track this morning. I'm not sure about Hilly. I think he might have been doing some running before training. But yeah, at this point in the week, I don't think we can really tell. It might sort of leave it till Thursday to see how they both go in a main training session and make the decision then. But we certainly won't be risking players or compromising their preparation for round one.
Is it a couple of days down the track? Have the players sort of worked out just what went wrong on Saturday night against Carlton?
Yeah, look, it seems to be mostly an attitudinal thing. We were clearly, they were first to the ball, they wanted it more. We came up against a team that were willing to compete and really, prepared to have a red hot go, and we clearly weren't. And that showed in a lot of the stats and the figures that were coming out at half time. But ultimately it is NAB Cup, and where Ross has been very strong on the opinion of it's about getting minutes into the players and having a look at what some of the younger guys can do, and so we see it as, it's not ideal to be stumped by 70 points, but we've got a few weeks to really have some good weeks on the track. We've got a game against Western Bulldogs, and we think the attitude can be fixed pretty quickly.
How did Ross react? Was there much concern from him after the game?
Yeah, well, pretty much just what I've said. He sort of, he said it was an attitude thing, and clearly we weren't going in as hard as they were, and that was evident in a lot of the contests. But ultimately, it is NAB Cup, and we've got some time to fix it, albeit only 3 weeks. But we think we've had a good summer, and our preparation's been good. We'll get a couple of key players back the next couple of weeks, and we'll be right for round one.
It's early, but do you see Mick Bolthouse's Carlton being contenders at the end of the season?
Yeah, look, it's an AFL season's it's an Everest. It's a long journey. Sure, they're certainly looking pretty sharp at this stage of the year, and I think that any team that has a new coach come in, you certainly get a bit of a bit of an impetus to really come out and perform early, and they're certainly looking very sharp, no question.
And Luke, the timed running you were doing at the start of training, is that a regular thing? The whole squad was doing it. What was that about? Across the square.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was just a general. We do that sort of every couple of weeks just to sort of measure some heart rates and just see where everyone's at. So yeah, that's fairly staple for us.
It wasn't a punishment. It wasn't 100.
No, not a punishment. No, look, I'm sure you noticed it looked pretty easy. It certainly wasn't a punishment.
Yeah.
You worked a lot on the stoppages and clearances, which is one of those stats, that was pretty bad on the weekend. Was Ross happy by the end of the training session with your efforts there?
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't really seen, he wasn't here at the start of training, Ross, so we haven't really heard from Ross today. So we'll review training as we normally do, and we felt the energy was up and about, and we thought the guys had, really sort of tried to shake off a pretty disappointing loss on the weekend and really get their heads back into training.
In the back line, so it's you, Jono and Zach. Who do you reckon is the McPhee? Who's looking to fill that role, do you reckon? Who could?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, McPhee was a bit of a unique player in that he could sort of play tall and small and had very good skill and endurance, etc. So, we've got a lot of players that are sort of trialling through that area at this point in time, but whether we absolutely replace McPhee, I'm not sure, but he's certainly, it was certainly disappointing to lose him.
And Tanner Smith, be a chance, do you reckon, to make his debut? He's looking pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah, he does. He looks pretty sharp. He's got an enormous tank, very quick. He's already showcased a bit of that in training and even in the games, just in moments. So he looks like a long-term prospect for this club.
How's your body, Luke? You came off a big hammy at the end of last year.
Yeah.
Everything gone according to plan this summer?
Yeah, definitely. It's I've been managed, I guess you could call it, through the summer, being that I'm 31 and a bit more injury prone than others. So I'm pretty happy with the work I've done this summer. Body feels good at this stage of the year, and I'm just looking to get a bit of touch and a bit of match practice as we have been the last few weeks, and I'm certainly be right to go round one.
Remember when you were quite injury prone early in your career, and I remember we interviewed you at your 50th game. You said you'd hope you'd be able to play 50 more. That seems a long time ago now. What do you believe is possible now at this stage?
Yeah, I think anything's possible. I feel as good as I ever have, really. And again, it certainly helps to be managed at this stage of my career and know that I don't have to be absolutely blistering on the training track, but sort of just manage myself through, and as is the case with most senior players around the AFL, and just being able to really get my head around performing on game day. I think that I could continue on for a couple more years yet. I certainly feel pretty good.
Ross talked a lot about the younger players and players stepping up. How do you see the depth of this footy club as compared to years gone by? Is it probably the best depth you've had for quite some time? Yeah,
we've got some really exciting prospects coming through. I mean, we've got a lot of raw talent on our list, and it's just about fostering that talent and allowing them to find their feet at this level, and that's a responsibility that falls to the senior players and the coaches, etc. But I'm really excited to see what we have on our list, and hopefully in the coming years have a really sort of strong, I guess, second, third tier group moving through.
There's a lot of debate on the rotations cap. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm not too fast. I'm a defender. I don't come off anyway, so it doesn't affect me too much. But look, whatever decision's made, we'll just have to go with it.
Thanks, mate.